So this is episode 10, devlog number 1, and I'm just gonna be going over how I exactly made what I have right now of episode 10. So you either do or don't know of my series, TimeLess Zero. It's a series that I've been working on for quite a while. It continues off of my previous season of the series, which was called Sword Fight, which I decided to change because it didn't sound very good. And with the new name came new concepts and mainly new story. And even better animation. So the series has become somewhat popular, but it's not too popular, with the most popular being 6.8k views. And today I'm going to be talking about the episode 10 that I'm currently working on right now. So right off the bat, we see how the animation is way better than before, and that is because I have been working on improving my animation skills for a while now. Okay, so with this first part, the camera zooms in, and then he drinks the water. So this is obviously just like a little entrance, and it's kind of confusing at first, but basically they ran away from the last episode and they went to a bar to chill out. Now, animating this part was really fun and easy to do. So first, what I was experimenting with was I made this character, which I'm just gonna refer to as Noob, because that's his name since we haven't revealed his actual name yet. And he goes down just a little bit, and then stops for a few frames, and then goes back up and gradually gets faster, and then slows back down, leans back, drinks the water, and then comes back, speeds up again while going back down, and then instead of slowing back down, since you don't just drink water and then slow down when you place it down, he just slams it, kinda like how like you drink water and instead of like just slowly like putting your hand down, you kind of just drop it. You don't really try to set it down really slowly. And then I also made it wiggle just a bit, which sounds weird, but it can look better sometimes. Now, this part is a pretty important scene. So, he's just talking, and first of all, I have subtitles here that I had a hand make in a software. My brain just unbrained for a second, and that's because I could not fit the text above here. Because when I had the text originally up here, it like you couldn't see it because it was above the screen. So I had to make a subtitle for you to be able to see it. I tried a few other things, but this was the only real way. So I'm not having subtitles for the rest of the animation like this unless I need to do it again. But this is just so you could actually see what he's saying. And another important detail is when he's moving, like when he's talking, first of all, you have to make the character move while they're talking, because if they don't, then it looks lifeless and not realistic. Because you don't just stand there and talk boringly while looking out into space. You move around while talking. And I just want to clarify for a second, I use 15 FPS with no tweening on either camera or normal. And so another thing is if Noob's hand was just sitting here, it would look weird. So I made him move his hand away. And also just a fun little detail is when he does that, since you can't see it, it doesn't matter that this happens, but I just made it bonk his head because, like, why not? And then as well, since the main villain is going to be coming onto the screen, I also took the main villain and made him walk up a bit here, And, well, basically, because he's got to enter to be able to fight them, you know? And, so in the next scene, since Noob took his hand away, what he did was he took his hand away and, like, slid his glass, like, next to him, and he let go of it. So in the next frame, he's not holding the glass, and then the camera zooms out so you can actually see the text. And then he also says, what does he know? Jeez, what the freak? Hold on. Glitched out for a second. That happens sometimes with this one. I don't really know why. But he says, Orzino told me I'm a robot, and if you don't know, the one everybody would think is Bionic is Orzino. Because I'm trying to make custom names for all of them, if you didn't already know. And basically, hold on, okay, I wanted to make sure I was still recording. Basically, he says that, and then, you know, grabs his cup, and then does another speed up, and then, you know, drinks it, stops, and then speeds back up, goes down, once again, doesn't slow down, because no human does that, and then he talks, and then slides his glass, because if he just slided his glass while talking, it wouldn't be realistic, because let's be honest, if you put your drink down and then go to slide it to the side, you're going to put it down and then be like, well, I should probably slide it to the side after you already put it down, and then you do it. And, like, also, you take priority in talking over actually doing that action, so you talk before you do the action. And then, of course, he does a little movement to show that he's confused. And then, during this section, first of all, I made the background villain not there anymore, because he shouldn't be. And then second, well, guest is talking, he makes little movements, because, once again, you have to do that. And then when he's confused, he slides his hand over in the Sherlock pose, and the camera zooms in and then cuts over to me. So another thing I did was, since this was his hand, Noob's hand wasn't moving enough, kind of like, let's say you're laying in bed. You'll get in a cozy pose, and then a few minutes later, you're like, this pose isn't cozy anymore, and then you move. That's kind of what's happening, is he just had his hand there, and then was like, okay, well, I need to move it, because now it's starting to feel weird, and then he, like, moves his hand. And then, in this one, first of all, I didn't add me and Orzino in until, like, way later when I decided I would make this section, and then I realized, so I put them in, and they just stand here until they're in frame. And I added this little chair for Orzino to sit in, because I want to make this big bar fight, and I want it to be to have, you know, some people whacking other people with chairs, so I had to make a movable chair, and my ear just popped. Now it's ringing. Okay, sorry. So, the one really big hint is this is going to be a big bar fight episode, so I'm just going to give that out. And I'm sitting here in this pose because this is a pose I would actually sit in, and I wanted to make that kind of clear, because everything I do with my character is something I would probably do in real life if I was in this situation. So then, you know, move over and then say Orzino, because I want to make sure that everybody who sees this episode actually knows that this is Orzino and not some new character or some other character. And then that ends this little scene, and that is all I have animated for now. And I had a lot of fun animating this, especially the cup physics. It's always fun to try and make things realistic, like setting stuff down, making little jiggles and stuff. And then, like, this scene was especially fun to animate. Like, that was just, I just loved animating that part. And also, I just want to point out that and this scene here, when the villain guy's walking up behind that chair. Originally, I don't think that chair like thing. I don't think that was like really in front of the camera when I was first making it, so you could actually see him pretty well. Now you can just see his head. So now it's like a secret detail or something. But that kind of wraps up this devlog, and I hope you'll have a good day. See ya. Hello, I hope you enjoyed the video. This was a Cyrix Productions video. You can click on the other videos that are recommended here, although this was probably the one video that's actually good that I have on this channel for now. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, and see ya.